Hello humans, I'm Yoshiller, and welcome back to some more Kirby 64 in this REDUX walkthrough of mine. Parts of this walkthrough are uploaded at noon and 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time every weekday. So, in this part, I should be taking on the first level of Level 4, or World 4, Neostar, because in the previous part, I completed Level 3, or World 3, Aquastar, and completing it, I unlocked Neostar. So now it's time for me to begin Neostar, take on the first level, and collect all of the Crystal Shards that are in that first level. So, here we go, let's dive on in. This level has a heavy emphasis on jungles and volcanoes and stuff that you'd find if you were in the wild, so to speak. It's kind of hard to describe, but it'll make sense as time goes on. Also, I'm going to ditch that. So yeah, this first level is a jungle. It plays the same song that played on the very first level of this game. I don't know why, but I guess this level isn't too dangerous, so they can play a happy, uplifting song, but be wary. There are traps scattered throughout this first segment of the level. Okay, that's not one of them. Darn it. Sometimes there will be little holes in the floor where you can fall through just like that. So be careful. However, sometimes there's spikes underneath them, so you can actually get hurt and get severely damaged. It should be noted, though, that one of these secret traps does have a crystal shard underneath it, so I have to remember which one it is, because honestly, I forget. But I do not think that I have passed it yet. So I'm going to continue on. You also do not need any specific abilities to get any of the crystal shards in this level, but I do advise getting the cutter ability so that you can later get the fire cutter combination ability and use fire swords. Okay, I think one of these has the crystal shard in it, and actually I think it's this one with the enemy here. There we go! First crystal shard obtained. Now I'm going to see if I can go ahead and get that ice cream. Let me see if I can do this. Okay. Get that. Okay, here we go. Ready? And jump. Okay, yeah, you gotta jump quickly, because sometimes the patch in the floor will fall so quickly that you don't have time to jump, and you'll just kind of hop in the air, but you'll just fall immediately. Speaking of falling immediately, fall down here to get the second crystal shard of this level. Now, you'll have to climb up these vines, but I find that it's faster if you just jump up these vines rather than manually climb up them. Now, I'm gonna try and combine my cutter ability with this fire enemy here. I don't know if I'll succeed, but I'll do my best. There we go. There we go! Fire and cutter gives me a nice handy-dandy fire sword. One of my favorite abilities in the game. I also like the electric saber and the refrigerator. I like the electric saber just because of how useful and cool looking it is, and I like the refrigerator because of how ridiculous it is. Okay. Darn it, these tribal guys keep hurting me. If you climb all the way to the top, you won't find any crystal shards, so just feel free to move on to the next room. In this next room, you'll be able to swing around all over the place. Well, kinda. You'll jump from vine to vine, but you can't swing on the vines. However, some of these vines will still move regardless. Hanging onto these vines and jumping at the proper time is key to getting across this room. There's also cake in the middle of it. Yeah! And I don't know if room is the proper term, because usually when people say the word room, they refer to an indoor place. But here, I say room as in it's like this whole section. This screen is the room. Because eventually I'm going to go through a little tunnel and I'm going to move into the next room. And in this next room, I will actually have to fight a mini-boss. It's this fire guy. And actually, I find that using the fire sword ability is extremely handy because you can just stand here, dodge these arrows, and move on to the next part of the game. Hooray! Move on to the next room, as I like to call it. Alright, so be careful about these things. These little wood log things will fall when you stand on them for too long. Some of them anyway, not all of them. But as time goes on, you'll notice that they'll just fall and you'll collapse and you might not be able to jump enough to get back to the top of the stage. So be very careful. Some of these also move, so you'll have to use these moving logs in order to platform yourself across the level. And if I recall correctly, oh actually, you know what? I don't think these logs are the ones that fall. I think it's these ones that are the ones that fall. And if you jump all the way up here, you can get the third and final crystal shard of this level. Now, I think it's these flat platforms that fall. So be careful about those, because if you fall too long, you won't be able to jump all the way back up to the top of the stage. Also, invincibility candy! Using this, I can play awesome music and jump through the entire level without getting hurt. My goal is to get through this as quickly as possible without losing my invincibility candy. Yes! 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 It is brilliant, isn't it? Yeah! 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 And just like that, humans, I am at the end of the level. I made it through that whole room with the invincibility candy, and now let me see if I can get this enemy card. Got it! Excellent, excellent! Woo! Okay, humans, that about wraps up this part of my Kirby 64 REDUX walkthrough, and I'd like to thank you all for watching. See you all next time in the next one when I take on the second level of World 4 Neostar. Bye-bye, humans!